Okay. Should be showing up here soon.
Starting up soon. Oh,
okay, there we are up there. And we'll see what it is in real time. There we go.
There we go. So people should actually see us.
People should be able to see us and hopefully hear us too. So say hello, whoever's out there, and let us know you can see us and hear us. And welcome to this week's edition.
It's a long weekend in the United States.
Oh, that's right. It's Memorial Weekend there.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Oh, well, everybody may be out partying since they're
maybe
so far ahead of us on getting vaccinations and everything.
Well, I heard that, or read, or if you can believe the news, they said that there's a lot of people traveling.
Yeah, I know. Well, they showed that.
Hello, Angel.
Hi, Angel. We're just waiting here a few minutes, see who else is coming into the chat, and then we'll get started. So, you doing anything exciting for the long weekend, Angel? I'm assuming you're in the States. If you're not, then it's probably
no
not a long
weekend for us. So.
No, it's not a long weekend for us.
But it is for us because we're retired. So
yeah.
Every week's a long weekend.
We're retarded.
Retarded.
Oh, retired. Retired, yeah.
Well, it could be retarded too, the way I've been sewing lately.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I should probably turn that off so we don't get that in the background.
Hi, Jeannie.
Hi, Jeannie. She can see and hear us good. Glad you can. We're just waiting here another couple of seconds to see who else is joining in. Not for me. The company I work for is based out of Canada. Oh, okay. So no long weekend for you. Working. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't do that anymore. Marlene's here. Hello, Marlene. And so just a couple of more seconds and then we'll get into whatever. I mean, I don't know what we're going to talk about. Well, we have sort of an idea of what we're going to talk about, but we need some ideas.
There are probably lots of topics to talk about.
I'm sure, but you won't let me talk about them.
I don't like you to talk about controversial stuff.
Well, then there's no fun, is there? That's what conversation's made up, is controversial. If everybody's nicey nice.
Tora?
Oh, hi, Al? Is it Al? You're new. Welcome. From California. Okay. Angel says, but she's in the States. Okay. But she's working for a Canadian company. That's interesting. What Canadian company, if you don't mind me asking, you're working for? Oftentimes it's the other way around in this country.
Yeah, a lot of people here work for American companies.
Yeah, instead of working for, yeah, that sounds a little bit different. Well, anyways, other people will catch up to whatever we're talking about today. So welcome everybody. And for the Americans, hope you're having a nice long weekend. It's Memorial Weekend for you. We were just saying it looked like there's a lot of you are back to traveling because they showed something on the news the other day, but the airports were very busy. So I guess people are getting their vaccinations and going wild. Well, we're not. We're still in lockdown.
No, we're still waiting for our second vaccine. So
yeah, we're still waiting for our second shot. So, you know, that's the way it is. She works for
your largest produce company. Okay.
Which one's our largest produce company?
Know. I'm not sure. It's probably
Elmer's?
No, it's probably a distributor of some sort.
Must be. I don't know who it is. But anyways, okay. So let's talk about my mother. Why not? She moved. They moved her in on Thursday to the new home. I have not been talking to her since that. I'm hoping she has a television hooked up because I have all the equipment with the exception of just the TV itself, which they tried to give me. Okay, channels of communication in these places. They have a new administrator in her own nursing home, only been on the job for about 2 weeks. I sent her an email saying I would like to come over the day before my mother was moving out to pick up her bell equipment, because it was, to my understanding originally, that the new home were looking after this connection and they weren't with Bell, they were going with the rival company, Rogers. fine. It doesn't matter to me which one they go with. But then that meant that I had to cancel her equipment and everything, and then I have to send it back to Belle. Um, so I went over to pick that all up. Plus, she had a chair in her room that my grandmother had done cross stitching or something on many, many, many years ago, like probably 60 years ago or more, probably before I was even born, so even longer. Um, and I figured, well, even though the nursing home, they had arranged to move all their stuff and everything, I just figured that the equipment would go missing if I didn't pick it up in advance. And of course, Bell would be charging us for that equipment if I couldn't send it back. So I sent a note off to the administrator and said, okay, I would like to come over Wednesday afternoon and pick up this equipment. And I listed it in detail, exactly what it was that I was picking up. So it was like a checklist. They could just check it off. And I was going to pick up this chair as well, because in the new home there's a chair already in the room, and the rooms aren't that big. She's in a private room, but getting around in her wheelchair, it just makes things, if there's more and more furniture in there, it makes it difficult to manipulate her chair. Not that she manipulates it herself. What are you looking at?
No, produce company.
Are we boring you?
No, yeah, well, I don't know.
I don't really. Well, sorry. Hi, Yvonne. Anyways, so we went over, or no, I didn't hear anything back from her. I'd sent that out a couple of days before I was going to go, and I just wanted to confirm it. So I phoned the administrator, and I got her, and she seemed to not realize there'd been an email sent to her with this all listed in, which is something that I kind of anticipated, and that's why I called in the first place. And well, she went right to her computer. She was sitting in front of it and looked up. Oh, yes, there it is. Yep, no problem. That's great. She says, I'll let them know. And I said, well, my plan is, because I can't go into the nursing home right now, because it's, barred from anybody coming in for physical visitations. I said, well, I'll call when I get to the front door to the reception desk, and, and I'll pick it up from them there. The idea is they'd have it all ready to go, and out we go. So she says, oh, yeah, that's great. Not a problem. It'll all be there for you and whatnot. Okay. So I anticipated it probably wouldn't be, but actually it was. Except they came out with the TV set as well. The TV set was to go over with my mother. Now, I mean, that wouldn't have been a real big problem if I could actually go into the nursing home to see her, because I would make sure things were connected and hooked up, but I can't. So for me to pick up the television set and take it over to the new nursing home and give it to somebody at the front desk when they come out to meet me outside, kind of a thing, that defeats the purpose. So I said that to the person that brought it out. She said, oh yeah, okay, fine, no problem. So I'm hoping that their television set did get to her room in the new home. I don't know yet, because one thing that I didn't do was I didn't get her a phone. And because she has really severe arthritis in her hands and she just can't manipulate the phone. It's easier to talk to her on FaceTime because you book a time online for that and they get her there and they do all the hooking up and everything. So that's just a lot easier. I like that method better. So I decided not to get her a phone. So I had to pick that up too. Well, okay, I got all the stuff. Anyways, I got everything, and now I don't know, has she got a television? Is it working? I've purposely not bothered to call over there and check it out with people because it's the weekend and there's different people there, and I just figured, well, I'll leave it until I talk to her on Tuesday and get it all sorted out. They told me all they had to do was plug it in. However their system works over there, I don't know. And then they'll put it on her monthly residence bill kind of thing, the fee for it. So we'll see. I don't know, she may be staring at a blank wall. But then again, I'm not actually even sure how much she uses the TV anymore.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
she can't pick up the phone, so...
No, she can pick up her remote. I don't know, and she gets lost in it. So, anyways, so we'll see. I hope things worked out okay, and I'm surprised that the administrator over there sent at 9 o'clock at night. We got a robocall from the new administrator telling us that yes, they were welcoming the new residents in, and they all had a lovely dinner that night, and everything was fine and dandy, and she'd be sending out something soon. Well, if I was the administrator, I'd be getting right on the thing and have this already written up and everything and send it
Yeah.
out by email.
Yeah, well, unless maybe she had to make sure everything was still okay.
Maybe she did. I don't know. This is the same administrator that was dealing with the outbreak they had there too. So already I've got something against her. She's not Michelle. The one that was running the home my mother was in, but she just retired about 3 weeks ago. She was so good
And efficient.
and efficient. I guess we're spoiled
Yeah.
by that. I mean, it'll be a hard act for her to follow. But anyways, see.
Well, I looked up Kingsville, and there's a company called Sunset in Kingsville. So
Oh,
I'm
Sunset.
assuming that must be
Oh.
same. But the thing, you say it's the largest produce company, Angel, but I've never really heard of them. So
We never heard them. They
I
must
guess
be-
it's probably that far down the line. We only see the produce.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
grocery stores.
We just see the green peppers, you know. That's it.
Yeah.
Hi, Marilyn. Oh, Angel says, did you find out if all her personal belongings made it? Nope, I don't know yet.
We don't know.
But I'm pretty sure they won't let her run around naked because, my God, people will be gouging out their eyes if that was ever to happen. But I guess I'll find out. I mean, there's not a heck of a lot I can do.
There's not a heck of a lot that can get lost either. Like it's maybe some individual clothes or something like that, but there isn't really anything desperately important, I don't think.
No, not really. My sister gets all uptight about it because my sister usually, like on my mother's birthday or at Christmas and that, she goes out and picks out some new outfits for my mother, and then she says she never sees my mother wearing them and she doesn't know where they are and whatnot. Well, they're there. They're in her cupboard, and I think basically they just throw on her whatever comes up at the time. And I've said to my sister, there isn't a lot of sense buying her expensive things because one, they'll ruin them in the wash there. So you want to get stuff that's, really, you don't want to buy anything that's fine, delicate. And, my mother doesn't seem to care. So, and which is kind of ironic because my mother was always a fashion plate.
It also depends on how they're putting the clothes on her. Like the place that my mom was in, they would usually say to my mother, "Oh, would you like to wear this dress today?" or something like that.
Yeah.
And then, or my mother might have been taking a little more active role, even though she had dementia, as to what she wore, because they did circulate her clothes quite a bit.
Yeah.
The one that my mom was in, but it really depends on, I think, also the individual that's there. The people that are working there, if they're, asking her, like, would you like to wear this or would you like to wear that? Your mother might be just turning around saying, oh, I like that. That's comfortable. I like that every day.
Yeah, well, I could see that. It would depend on her mood, too.
Yeah.
Because then there'd be some days, no, I don't want to wear that. And that's when they all run and hide because she suddenly spins her head around 360 degrees and throws up green pea soup. But it depends on the day. Angel says, they support my fabric habit. That's what matters. Yeah, okay. Well,
that's what jobs are for.
Yep, that's what jobs are for. That's exactly it. But anyways, I hope she's doing okay. I am sure I'm going to hear on Tuesday when I talk to her, say, so how's the new place? She'll go, well,
The room's too small.
it's okay. And then I'll go, well, what's wrong? Well, I don't know. These
or the food
people are...
The food's really bad. Or so. Like, I mean, she'll complain about the food. No, she might if she complains. If the desserts aren't as good as the old place.
Yeah, I know.
You'll hear that. That's for.
Well, she. I was going to say she now lives right next door. This new residence is right next door to a seniors apartment building, which is actually run by the same corporation that runs my mother's nursing home, and her best friends live there. Back when my father passed away and we sold the house, I was lucky enough to get my mother a really decent apartment at a really decent price, right in the same building as her best friends were living in at the time. And I thought at that time my mother was still a little bit more mobile at the very beginning of it, but that went downhill real quick. And they would have her up to their apartment, for dinner. They'd get together and things like that. And I thought that was really great for my mom with that. And I was really happy I could get her into that apartment building. Well, then they moved. I think my mother drove them out. Well, they were on a waiting list for this other place, and they'd been on the waiting list for
Years.
like almost 10 years, I think, to get
Yeah,
into
well,
this building.
we were didn't you didn't realize when you moved her into the apartment there that they were on this waiting list. So
Well, no, I didn't know they were still on it. No,
yeah.
I thought they had taken themselves off because they sold their house and they got into this building,
Mhm.
and it was a nice building. It was kept nice, it was clean and everything like that. The apartment, she had a 2-bedroom apartment, and it was a nice apartment, and the price was good. I forget what she paid, like maybe 1,400 a month or something, or
Yeah, something
it
like
might have
that.
been less than that. It might have been
It was less than- I thought
1,100.
it was 1100.
I mean, that's unheard of to
Yeah.
get a
And
2-bedroom apartment, which had a living room with a dining room off to it. The kitchen wasn't huge, but it was okay for one person.
and I had 2 big bedrooms.
Yeah, 2 big bedrooms, and it was right on the main floor, so she was just down the hall from the laundry room. Well, it all went downhill from there. But anyways, they moved out because they got a call that an apartment had come available in the seniors building.
Yeah, and the seniors building's pretty good because they have events, and they
Hi,
also
Billy.
have it set up so that if you want to pay extra, you can get your meals with them as
Yeah.
well. So they probably thought it would be in the next move that it was a little less, little still independent, but still there was options to if when you become less dependent that you could do stuff.
Yeah. Well, anyways, they're over there. Now, they used to come over and visit my mother back pre-COVID days, and then that started
And
to
they're older than
They,
mother.
they're almost, well, no, not 10 years older, but they're about 8 years older than my mother or so. Like, they're pushing 90. And there's just the two of them, and I mean, their health isn't the best, but they're still getting out, and like they get their own groceries and do all their stuff. I mean, I don't know what they've been doing during COVID, how that's working out for them. I mean, they have a daughter and a son-in-law and grown-up grandchildren and the whole bit who all live in the area. So I mean, it's not like they can't get help if they need it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so then they stopped kind of visiting my mom, and they stopped calling her. Well, they probably stopped calling her because my mother wasn't answering the phone.
In fact, they reached out to you.
Yeah,
and
they
asked
did and
you
asked how she was. Like
how
basically she
because
did.
she isn't answering her phone.
So I explained the situation to them. Anyways, I just sent them an email 2 days ago saying, yeah, Mom's your neighbor. She's living next door to you, and it's within like walking distance.
in fact, they're the actual building that's right next to the nursing home.
Like
so.
dead, like right next to it. So I mean, of course they can't go and physically visit her right now because it's COVID, right? And they're not allowing visitation. So though they are talking about doing outdoor visitations or something, can book. At least that was in the old one. The new one, I haven't heard anything from them. But they're doing FaceTime, and I sent these people the link to the FaceTime booking system. So, and they're still up on their computer skills. Something my mother never was. I mean, a computer, you could have set the computer and a blender beside each other and said, which one will make you a margarita? And she wouldn't know. So, well, she'd know
Well,
which
that's
one made
part
a
of when your dad was doing the
Yeah.
computer. She would have nothing. She didn't want to know anything about it.
No. Hi, Donna. Hi,
And you're
Wendy. Hi, Dana.
And you're probably lucky she doesn't know anything about it because then she would have discovered online shopping.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But anyway, so I sent them an email, and I got a message back really quick because I was a little surprised because I thought, well, they used to be on Facebook. I could contact them through Facebook. I didn't know if their email account was still active, but yep. But all I got was, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
They're probably planning a move. Oh my God, she followed us. Let's move. I don't know. But Yeah, well, they were my parents' closest friends and have been for like, over 50 years. So, but whatever. So Dana says it's greetings from Regina, sunny and warm and green. What's it like out? Is it
It's
warm?
fairly warm.
I didn't go out
I think
today.
it's. I don't know if it's 20, but it feels warm. I was out in my shorts, so it was okay. And I get cold fast, so it was reasonably warm.
Well,
It
we've
says
had
it's 18,
okay. Well, the last couple of
so
days though, it's been kind of chilly out here.
it has a bit of a chill on, but it's nice and
Hi,
sunny.
Janice.
So
Yeah. Well, anyway, so I haven't been outside
I
all
don't
day.
I don't mind it this temperature
No,
because it's nice. It's not like sweltering hot outside.
no,
So
no. Actually, I don't mind the heat when we need the heat, but like the summer. But anyway, so yeah, I've been sewing all day today. So speaking of sewing, so what, Walter? What have you been working on? I know what you did. We'll save that. We'll talk later about that one.
I had a bit of a disaster this week. 18 degrees and 64 degrees. So
Okay, thank you for the
Fahrenheit.
weather.
Yeah.
And the wind blew in
Um,
Chicago.
yeah, yeah.
Whatever.
Well, I'm taking another class, and this time we're doing a different design of shirt. This is the one I've got on now is the other design of shirt that we were doing. So I've been doing most of that, and the new design has more of a casual. It's like it has more of a V-neck type
Oh yeah.
to it. Yeah. So I don't know if I really like that design or not, but I'm doing the class. So we had the first class last week, and we got a good portion of the shirt done. Plus, we're learning a few other techniques like,
Hi, Vishnu.
you know, matching the design of your shirt on your pocket. I think we may have covered that last week.
Yeah. Because
So
this
anyway,
one does not.
yeah.
But it's such a busy
Yeah,
fabric
so
you can't
I
see.
got part of it done this week, just during the class pretty much. And then I had a couple of things of homework which I've got done, and I've got them ready for tomorrow's class. So that's okay. So the shirt so far looks like this, and I have matched the pocket.
Oh, it's a wife beater.
So I mean, I didn't really have to do it on this shirt because the pattern's kind of not nondescript. But I wasn't sure if I would like this design of shirts, so I'm using a cheaper piece of fabric that I bought than I normally buy. This was actually a remnant, so.
Well, yeah, but it's not. It's cheaper as in what the cost was, but it's still.
Well, it's a really nice piece
Yeah.
of fabric. It was just sort of a remnant that the dealer had, so it was a little less expensive. So, and I
Hi,
have been
Andy.
working for a while on this shirt. I haven't got it was been hanging there, and I finally am getting around to putting. I put a collar on it and sewed in my sleeves this week, and that was before the pattern matching class, so my pocket doesn't match. So my shirts from now on, I'll try and match the pocket up so that it matches up. So I've been having a few disasters with those shirts.
Yeah, like tell them when you were working on the collar.
Well, my big disaster is that I had to sew in the sleeves, right? So I sewed in one sleeve and it went in okay and all this other stuff. So then I sewed in the other sleeve, went to sew in the other sleeve, and I was having a real problem getting it to fit in. And I finally got it to fit in, and it looked pretty good on the outside.
And it'd be great if for the model because you'd be wearing it like
I
like my
pulled
shirt.
it all inside out, and I looked at it, and I realized I had sewn the sleeve into the collar. I don't know how I did that. I have no idea. I was just going like gangbusters, going straight ahead. You'd think I would have realized that the collar was there.
You should be on the Great British Sewing Bee.
So that
'Cause
was
they do
my,
things
that
like
was
that.
my big mistake. So I tore it all back out. The collar was still intact, so that wasn't a big deal. But I had to cut out a new sleeve because it was toast.
Can't wear that one.
Yeah.
You know. Well, just
And today I put it on the collar, but I still made a tiny little mistake on the collar, which I'm a little ticked off at. But
Why? What did you do?
no, it hangs over a little bit on the edge.
My God, Patrick on the Great British Sewing Bee will get you for that.
Over a tiny bit on the edge. Which
Oh no! Oh my God! You have to redo it. Oh, jeez.
That's
Who'd
also
notice
that's
that?
not gonna.
Yeah. So some questions here. Vishnu says, "Where do you live, guys?" We're in Canada, Vishnu, in the province of Ontario. And are you sitting in a store?
It might look that way.
Well, it might look that way. No, it's my craft room, actually. There's a lot of stuff in this
There's
craft
a
room.
lot of product where you can.
Is
It's a
the
blue
blue shirt person a
we
guest to
obviously
your
are
channel?
pretty new to here.
Oh, you're really new, Vishnu. No, this is my husband, Vishnu. We live in the same place. What's the topic? It's whatever we want to talk about. We do have a topic this week. We're going to talk about why the hell Americans would want to come to Canada and why they want to get the border open faster. But we haven't got to that yet. You'll find, Vishnu, that we tend to go off topic a lot on here. And we just go with whatever
Well,
the flow.
generally it's sewing and crafting and whatever.
In general chit chat. Oh, Angel says, if you mean where they store stuff. That's called the crawl space, or as we like to refer to it, the black hole of Calcutta. We keep talking about cleaning that hole out, but there would be an interesting video. Do a whole video on
what little do, Curiosity Inc.
Yeah, Curiosity Inc. Our version of it. Yeah, what little treasures did we find in the crawl space?
We'll have to do a decluttering of the crawl space.
Yeah, Vishnu,
Actually,
where are you from?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What were you saying?
Decluttering of the crawl space.
Yeah, we need to do some decluttering all over the place. Every time we watch Curiosity Inc. when he's doing one of those hoarder houses or something like that, suddenly get this urge to like go through all the cupboards and start pitching stuff out. But like I said, we only get the urge for about 5 minutes and then we change our mind.
I mean, if we threw all the stuff on the floor, we'd look like a hoarder house. but we're organized.
Yeah, our clutter is organized clutter. Well, we hide it. We're very good.
India.
Oh, India. Oh, okay. So, well, I guess you guys aren't having it too good over in India right now with COVID, are you? That's too bad. Angel says, off topic. We're always off topic, Angel. That quilt with circles from last video, what pattern was that? Quilt with circles. Oh, my quilt with circles. With circles.
Was that the one with the... the flowers?
Okay, from the last video, do you mean the last which one? Idiot Quilter or So Chatty? Because the last video I did, I had the either Mrs. Slocum's Kitties or Strong and Free with the maple leaf. But if it was, and the one we had up the other day was just the one, my contemporary one. There was one that I made with circles, and that was my own pattern. If it's the one I'm thinking of, I'm not sure. I might be able to call it up and show you because I take pictures of all my quilts. In fact, I've got some to show you later on here. I have to think about that, Angel, because I'm not really sure. Vishnu, why don't you do a home tour video? We've done those, Vishnu. Yeah.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, someday. Yeah, it's not that exciting. Hi, Debbie. On So Chatty. So the latest So Chatty? Because there wasn't a quilt with circle. It looked like batik. Okay, so do you mean the one we just did of So Chatty? The one that came out on Friday? Because that doesn't have circles on it.
I think it's the one with you did with the flowers on it. Did it have embroidered flowers on it?
Well, that's behind me. Well, you can't see it probably
it's
very
up
well.
on the stairs.
The only one I can think of is
circles.
It didn't have circles though, but the one I had on So Chatty, the other. Oh wait. Yes, I did. Okay, I know which one. Yeah, this is the one. I the other day. Here, let me move the chair out of the
Oh, that
way.
one.
This is the one you're talking about, Angel, right? Yeah, that's my own design. The circles I made with a special tool that you can put on your sewing machine, circle tool, and I basically did applique using that tool around each of the circles and put them into the squares. So, and this whole design is mine. It was made from leftovers from another quilt, the fabric in it. So I think this is the one you're talking about, Angel. This is the one I had up as a backdrop the other day. Yeah, I like this one too. I think it turned out pretty cool. But anyways, so yeah, that one doesn't have a pattern. It was my own improv sort of quilt. So anything else you've been working on, Walter? What about your garden? How's your garden going?
It's still growing.
Your container one.
Oh yeah, I've planted a few more things. I got a few tomatoes in and stuff like that. So
yeah, the chipmunks have been just licking their little lips, waiting for those to come out.
Yeah, because they had a smorgasbord last year.
Yeah, if the little cherry tomatoes dropped off onto the ground, the chippies were all there sucking them up. But the little buggers...
Well, no, actually, the problem last year is I had the tomatoes growing and I didn't have, what do you call it?
Tomato cage?
Tomato cages to hold them up. So they ended up on the ground, and the wildlife here had a smorgasbord. So we didn't get too many tomatoes. We just got half-eaten ones laying around.
Yeah, because they take a bite out of them, then to toss them.
Yeah.
The little weasels. Whatever. They're so cute and so devious, those little chipmunks. Yes. Oh, thank you, Angel, for that.
But I got tomato cages this year, so.
No. Well, how's that going to work? Like, they can still...
No, I know, but it seemed like the ones that were on the vine weren't touched.
Oh.
The ones that were on the ground, it's like they were too lazy to go up.
Oh, well, Chip and Dale,
And I don't know, it might not have been the, I thought it was the chipmunks, it might have been the rabbits.
Oh, could have been the bunnies.
Yeah, and so I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll see how it works out.
Yeah, but we've got lots of herbs, and we've got lettuce, and we've got a bean.
A couple of beans.
There's a couple of beans there. And
we're doing mostly container gardening, but I have a couple in the backyard, so we'll see.
Well, we've got stevia. Don't ask me why.
I just saw it and I bought it.
But apparently you can eat it in a salad. And actually, it's a little green leaf and, the stuff they make the sweetener from.
And it does taste sweet.
And it does taste sweet, yeah, actually. It's interesting. And, of course, I think we talked about this last week. We have lots of chives and everything. And we're actually using the chives in place of green onions because they taste exactly the same in it. And we have tons of them. And this is not something we planted this year. They come up. They're a perennial. Someone on here told us they're a perennial.
Actually, I've had it in a pot. I'm surprised it survives. I don't really do much to it. Every year it comes up. So.
And apparently you can eat the flowers. The flowers are kind of pretty that come on it as well. We haven't tried to eat the flowers yet, but apparently you can. So throw them in. Well, maybe tonight with the beef bourguignon, we can have a chive salad. I don't know. But anyways, so that's what you've been working on. Well, I've been very industrious.
Mm-hmm.
I made this over the last couple of days. This is a bag. This is by Bags by Annie. I bought the pattern online. I'd heard good things about her patterns, that they're really detailed and not hard to follow. And so I saw this, and it's kind of intimidating. It's got the handles, and it's got these things on the side, and then it's got pockets. Okay, trying to get this in the shot. It's got pockets in the front and on the side. It's got a zipper pocket on this side. It's got just a regular pocket here. And inside, it's got a little, this comes out so you can wash it. It's got a stiff, actually I had a piece of chipboard that I put in, but you make a sleeve for it to stiffen the bottom. And it's got these little expanding open bottom pockets in here, so you can put like bottles in or water bottles or things like that. It's called the In Control bag, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. There were a couple of moments that were a little hairy, but yeah, it turned out pretty nice. Walter wants one. But then I've been asked questions about this. I posted it on a couple of groups I belong to, and okay, people go, well, what do you do with it? Well, what do you do with any bag? You know, it's put things in and carry it. I don't know, get matching shoes and go to lunch, whatever, that kind of thing. I thought it was a nice size for if you go on a sewing retreat or to a class or something, you can put your sewing supplies on it, and it doesn't use up a huge footprint. So you can sit right beside it. I could see myself putting most of my sewing supplies I would take to a retreat in it. And sitting there, the things you reach for most regularly, crafting stuff, you can sit it. I've got it right now sitting on my sewing table, my cutting table. I haven't put anything in it yet because I want to show it on my video tomorrow and on Idiot Quilter and talk a little bit about the construction of it on Idiot Quilter.
I could see it where you just put your most common tools that you
that's
use
what I
all
thought.
the time in the bag, and then you've got it readily. It's open at the top. You readily have access to it. And then if we ever go to a day where you can go back to a class or something, you can just grab the handles and take it with you.
Yeah, well, that's what that's what it's for. And anyways, I made it. I saw this. I ordered this pattern back a while ago and got it, and I finally got all the stuff I needed to make the bag. And I also paid for. Well, actually, they had a promotion for many of her designs. She has videos as well, and for $5 you can buy the video. Actually, you go onto their site to see the video and watch it, but you have lifetime access to it. And on some of the trickier things on it, they show you how to do it, which is good because there was one when I was putting this binding on. It's one continuous piece that goes around the edges, but this is part of the binding here, these little handles. And that was a little confusing because I've never done anything like that. But once I had done it, I realized, oh, that's kind of clever, because the idea is, you can just grab it by these to shove it around or whatever. She's very, very clever. She has a very successful business. She's been around for a long time.
Yeah, you could use it for a lot of different things.
Yeah, I think it's pretty nifty. And, actually, it was kind of fun to make once I cut my fabric right.
Was the pattern well written?
Yes, the pattern was very well written. It's very detailed. It takes you through. And the thing is, you should read the pattern all the way through first, and she tells you that. It says that in the pattern. Most patterns tell you to do that, and I have a tendency not to do that. I glance at them. But I did read all the way through the pattern because there was a couple of things I thought, this might be a little tricky. Had to think about it. But she also had the accompanying video, and that made life a little easier too with the accompanying video. So, yeah. So I'm so impressed that I bought another pattern. And it's for, I've looked at this many times, it's for a project bag, and it has vinyl in it and mesh in it. And I already bought vinyl and mesh for all this kind of stuff. Kind of anticipating that I was going to make this other one. But here's the weird thing. BuyAnnie.com is the website. And they're bags by Annie or whatever. And there's all kinds. She has all kinds of designs and everything. And this is her business. Well, the pattern is cheap. $9.95. Well, that's American, but that works out to probably about $13, $14 Canadian. But the shipping from By Annie, $14.95 American to send a pattern by mail.
And I suppose there's not an option for a PDF pattern?
Nope. That's the other thing about her site, which is kind of a pain in the butt. You can't get it as a download.
So that's a lot of the shirt patterns and clothing patterns that we have now that I've been making are PDF patterns that you can print off. So.
Hi, Cheryl.
which is actually kind of nice because you don't have to wait for anything in the mail and there's no shipping costs. So
Yeah, well, that's what I like. And usually when I buy patterns now, first thing I look for is to see if can I get this as a PDF because I'm an impatient person. I don't like to wait.
yeah.
But then I thought, well, I got the pattern for this bag online from a place in Canada called Dinky Doo Fabrics. But I hesitated. I'm sure I could get the one that I want now that I just ordered from them as well. But their delivery is a little hit and miss, I find. It's a little on the slow side. And I don't know if that's a combination of our Canadian Postal Service or them. I'm not really sure. But then I thought, well, I'm going to look and see if I can find the pattern on a Canadian site.
It seems, are they out west?
Yes.
It seems to me, I've ordered a few things from Western Canada, and that seems to me that it takes a little while to get from that end to our end.
I'm just writing down what Cheryl is saying. So sweetness patterns. I'll have to look those up. That's new. I've never heard of them. But anyways, I found it in a place out west, and I have checked out their website before, but I've never ever ordered anything from them. It's called Stitch in the Ditch. And Dana, if you're still on here, I think you know.
I ordered that magnetic hoop from them.
And they're what? You know, are they in Alberta?
I believe they're on Vancouver Island.
Oh, they're on Vancouver Island. Okay.
Actually, they were when the hoop finally did come in. They were pretty prompt at sending it out, but it got hung up for a while in Calgary.
Yeah, well, part of the problem though too was it got hung up because they had to get it from Dimes, and Dimes is not too fast on things, and they're in the States. But anyway, so I ordered the pattern from them because I figured by the time I got done with the exchange on the pattern price and on the shipping, it was going to cost me an arm and a leg. Well, actually, shipping seems to be the problem. The pattern was $13 Canadian, which would be about the same as if I paid $9.95 American. Shipping was $14 through Canada Post. So this pattern's costing me $30 Canadian, but I want it, so I'm getting it. I mean, patterns aren't cheap anyways, but so anyways, I've got it on order, and that'll be one of my projects down the road. So let's see. Got to catch up here what people are saying.
Yeah, autocorrect's a pain in the butt.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. We have a groundhog in our yard. He just showed up last week. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was out in the backyard last weekend. I saw one honking. What was it? What do you call it?
What, rabbit?
No, a raccoon.
Oh, raccoon. Yeah, you had a raccoon.
Huge thing.
Yeah, he wanted to eat you. I was just looking here. Angel says, no, not Angel. Who said it? Where is it? I'm lost now. I can't find it. Somebody talked about. It was here just a second ago. It must have gone up. Retreat your. Okay, somebody mentioned another spot. So something.
Yeah, down further.
No, that was Cheryl.
Yeah.
I think it was Angel. Oh, there it is. So Spire.
So Spire.
Okay, that's one. I haven't checked that one out too, so I'll check that out too. Yeah, that's what I thought, Cheryl. It's a good bag for a retreat or your workstation. Oh, okay. That's an idea too, Angel. Yeah. See, it's got a lot of potential. I mean, I think there's all kinds of things you could do with the bag. Yeah, he works for the garden. Thanks, Yvonne. And Jeannie says, yeah, it was very well written. And Cheryl says, so Sweetness bag patterns have step-by-step videos that really take the mystery out of making each project. And it says, sewing and watching. Yes, Stitch in the Ditch is extremely reliable. Yeah, Canada Postage and Storage, that's right. Hi, Shirley. Yeah, okay, so everybody seems to think Stitch in the Ditch is good. So I'm going to. I was looking over at their website, and I'm going to review their website in a future Idiot Quilter as well.
Yeah, I ordered that dime hoop from them,
Yeah.
but I thought at first when I ordered it, it was in stock. But then I looked at it and I realized it wasn't in stock, so I sent them a message, and they got right back to me right away and said, "Yeah, it's on back order. So if you've ordered it, you're sort of in the queue. As soon as we get it in, we'll send it out." But it still took 3 months to get it. So
Yeah, but that wasn't really, I don't think, Stitch in the Ditches.
no, that wasn't
problem.
their
That
fault.
that was Dime.
It was dying.
I will
So-
never order anything from Dime. I'm not impressed by that company
And
whatsoever.
I finally did get it, and it was, I still haven't used it much, and I'm not that crazy about it. But that's not anything to do with the store.
No.
It's the product itself.
Yeah.
So
Angel says I have. Somebody's at our door. Are we expecting something?
might be. I have something coming.
Oh. Geez. Well, a day without Amazon is a day without sunshine, is what I always say. We have one of those Ring doorbells, and it's hooked up to our phones. That's how come we knew someone was at the door, because it just went off. So I have some of the minikin patterns. What are the minikin patterns, Angel? Are they bags, or are they quilts, or what? No, it's for me.
It's heavy.
Ooh, what did I order? Heavy. Ooh, we're having an unboxing. Yay! Oh. Wow. What the heck did I order that?
Says your name on it.
Pass me some scissors right
You
behind
didn't order anything
Well, I don't.
embarrassing?
Yeah, right. No, you're really dumb. Scissors are right here.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Jeez. You come down here much?
No.
No. You're not allowed down here. Oh, they're my rings.
Oh.
They're for hanging up my quilts. That's why they're so heavy, because I got like a 50 pack or something. Ooh, they double bagged them. It's kind of like some of the women used to date. Oh, that's nasty. This is what I got. These are little rings. This is how I'm hanging my quilts on the wall from these. They can actually,
They're
yeah, they
little
go that
clip.
way.
Little clip, and then you oh, geez.
Yeah, there's 50 of them. No wonder it was. These would make good weights for your pattern weights.
Okay, good luck.
What?
I just had a hard time opening it up. So, yeah, so you would you'd hang up your quilt, put the little clip on it, and you'd hang it up like that.
Yeah. So actually what I'm doing with those quilts that are hanging up behind me, I was doing them sort of on a rod, but when you put them on a rod, sometimes you have to put in like a sleeve, right? And I hate putting a sleeve on a quilt. So I got these because they go over your curtain rod, and you can hang it that way. But now what I'm doing is, the heck with the curtain rod, command hooks work really well for that. So I ordered a pack of 50 of these, because you can never have too many. I mean, they were not expensive, 20 bucks.
That's okay.
Yeah, because those last ones I bought at Home Depot, and I think I got
You only got about,
10 or
10,
something
yeah.
for like $8
$15
or
or
15. Was it $15?
I think so.
Oh, jeez. But anyways, well, wasn't that fun? We just had an unboxing. So Sweetness patterns. Oh, okay. Series of vague patterns and video tutorials. Okay. Well, that sounds good. I'll check them out later on. Okay, so what have I been working on besides that? Well, I just started this project today because June is Pride Month, and I thought we should have something on our door. So I am working on this. My version of sort of a pride flag, and I'm embroidering all of these down here, and I had some rainbow stripes left over. There'll be another one of those down on the other side, and there'll be ones on the top and on the bottom, and then I'll layer it and I'll quilt it, and I'm going to hang it on our front door for the month of June. So I think it's coming out pretty good. I mean, it's pretty simple, but it does the purpose. Shirley says, my daughter has a YouTube channel. She's on the design team for Scrap and Stamp in Vancouver. She's very interested in your video on using design paste in the printer. Oh, okay. Yeah, just to make sure that if she tries that, she puts it on very thin. And make sure it's very, very dry, or she'll screw up her printer. Okay, so what else have I been working on? Well, I've been doing some 3D printing. Oh, no, but I've got another thing to show you here before I do the 3D printing. I'm just going to switch us over to screen. I'll show you my Mrs. Slocum's pussy. And I'm sure everybody knows who, well, some of you won't know who Mrs. Slocum is. But this was just for fun. This was a kit. And it came with the fabric to make this wall hanging, except it was not the fabric that the pattern showed, and I had to figure out which colors to use. And pink is not one of my favorite colors, but I made all the kitties out of pink. And you applique the eyes and the collars onto it, and you're supposed to applique the nose and the bell, but I decided to use buttons for the nose instead, and I used real bells for the collar. And then I free motion quilted it. And it's hanging up here. You can't see it, but it's hanging up in this room as well, but it's off camera from it. But I think it was kind of fun, and it gave me some practice in free motion quilting, and I don't think I did too bad a job with it. And I gave each cat a little different look. Okay, give me power here. I'll show you another one version of it here. So that's a little closer up. And you sewed in this. So I gave each one a little different look. This one's my favorite, Mr. Wonky Cat. He's a little on the drunk side. And it's got this cute little mouse at the bottom. It was just for fun. I've had the kit for a long time. And I finally I needed a break from the last big project I did. There's a little bit closer up look at the actual quilting. I just did stipple quilting on it, and then I did these little wacky curvy lines kind of a thing through the sashing and everything. I'm getting a little bit more confident in doing the full motion quilting or free motion quilting. The only thing is this is a small piece, so it's easy to manipulate underneath your needle in a domestic machine. It's the bigger ones are a little bit more difficult, but you know, practice makes perfect, I guess. I thought it was fun. So I think the original name of the pattern was Risky Business, but I decided to call it Mrs. Slocum's Pussies because that comes from an old British TV show, yeah. But anyways, I thought it was kind of fun. Get my screens back together here. Okay. Why am I not getting my other screen? Oh, because I need to be here. There we go. Thanks everybody for your nice comments. Yes, Are You Being Served is the comedy show from old, I think early 80s or late.
I think they've sort of tried to redo it again.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Came on right after Mrs. Brown's Boys, yes. We love Mrs. Brown's Boys. Used to watch that all the time when we could get it. But anyways, and then I've been working on, of course, my 3D prints. So I did this one, which is, there's a site, I think I mentioned it before, that has 3D scanned museum pieces. And this is a museum piece. I did it in red, maybe not the best color combination to do it, but the detail in it, okay, where's the camera, is pretty good. You can use it as a flower pot. I did this one. It didn't come out that great. It's supposed to be the Archangel Michael. It looks okay except the wing broke off and I had to glue it back on when it came off. It needed things called supports, and supports are a pain in the butt because they're basically extra pieces of plastic that hold up pieces that sort of hang out in air. And of course there's nothing for the plastic to go onto when it does that, and that creates spaghetti. This one I'm really impressed with. I changed the settings. I was playing with the settings, And this is another one from the museum pieces that have been scanned.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
And it's really smooth. And I did it out of marble and
Marble
plastic.
filament.
Yeah, marble filament. It's got like a marble look. But that turned out really well. There's one sitting over on my printer right now, but it's cooling down, so I can't bring it to show you because it just finished. I have to wait till it cools right down to take it off the bed. But what am I doing with these, you may ask? I have no idea. I have a little corner over there filled with all these things right now. It's starting to take over. But I'm just fascinated. Now I'm experimenting with settings to see if I can get better print quality and things like that. So those are the things that I've been working on. And so what's that take us to? We got a new toy this week. We have Apple TVs, if you know what those are. Little black boxes, you hook them into your television system and you can get YouTube on it. You can get everything on it, actually.
Actually, it's kind of stupid because we have a smart TV.
Yeah.
And we don't use smart features on smart TV. We
use the Apple
TV.
So we bought a new one. What's this? Why is this one different from what we've had before?
Well, it's supposed to give you a little bit better 4K picture. And it's had a different remote, a newer, updated remote.
Yeah, which I'm now having to figure out.
And I don't know, I guess it's their newer model. I just thought we should have it.
Because we are technophiles. And there's probably even a bigger technophile.
Thing is the one that we have downstairs is a little older, and it doesn't work quite as well as the newer ones. So I thought maybe if we got a new one upstairs, we could put the old one up that's upstairs downstairs, and it might work a little better. Yep. So I haven't done that. I have the old one. I haven't hooked it up yet. I gotta set it up for our stereo system downstairs.
And then you can put the old one from downstairs up in to replace the older one in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And then we have that one that would go. I was thinking about hooking it up to the TV in this room, but I don't know if it's really worth it because I don't really use that TV or watch anything in there. But anyways, yeah, so, toys for big boys. You have to have all the electronic toys. So what else is that? Okay, so moving on to newsworthy. All right, I don't know where they're playing them. We don't watch regular television, so we don't see regular commercials. But apparently we found out about this the other day, some controversy. I guess there's some group or something in the States that are putting up these ads that are trying to beat the Canadian government into opening up our borders right now. Our border's been closed through COVID. So there's only essential stuff can go across the border between our two countries. And now the Americans are becoming more mobile because their vaccination program has been going a little bit better than ours and the whole bit. And now there's a group that are demanding that they want to come into Canada. Well, why?
Well, actually, I think it's headed by some guy that's a multimillionaire that has a big, fantastic property on in Vancouver.
In Vancouver.
And he doesn't like the fact that he's restricted from going
out there.
So
my heart bleeds. Not.
And so, but the Canadian government basically said that, they'd open it up, but it was at when we are fully vaccinated.
Yeah, which is going to be a while yet. But, that made me think to myself, why do Americans want to come to Canada?
Well, I don't know. Why does anybody want to go anywhere? Some people want to travel and they think that they would like to see a polar bear.
Yeah, but there's the problem in it. There are Americans out there that think they're going to cross the border and ski in July.
Yeah, we've seen that.
That used to be a big joke, but that really does happen. And they come to Ontario for that. Even in the wintertime. Coming to ski in Ontario, forget it. I mean, we do have ski places in Ontario, but
They're not big
If
hills,
you want to
so
ski, you go to the Rockies. You
yeah.
go to Whistler. You go out west. You don't come to Ontario
But
to
even out
ski.
there, you can't really ski in the summertime. So
No. Yeah, but I remember them back when I was a kid and I worked for Canadian Tire as a student. And every summer, in the heat of summer, at the end of July, the 1st of August, the hottest part of the summer in Ontario, they would come into the store looking to pick up some things because Canadian Tire, for those of you that aren't Canadians, Canadian Tire is basically well, it was a hardware store. It's a department store now. It's got everything. But in those days, they would come and you'd look out in the parking lot and they had skis strapped to their roof racks on their car, and they'd be coming in and they'd say, and I had this happen to me more than once.
where's
So,
the snow?
where's the snow? And I go, see that road out there? It's going north. Take that road for about 6 hours. You might hit something. And they'd think I was joking with them, and I wasn't. Like, hello, no, you know. But I know that Americans or people like to come to Canada because of the nature thing. If you're a tree hugger or, you want
Actually, I
to.
think some places. Actually, there's a bunch of people, I guess, in New York, or that had cottages on the northern end of Lake Erie and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is in Canada.
Cheryl says, I live by the Windsor border. My friends that have homes in Canada want to be able to go to their summer homes. Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
It's like the equivalent to that are the snowbirds here who were all bitching about the fact that they couldn't go down south this past winter. Some of them did anyways, and then they're pissed off because they have to quarantine for 14 days. And then, of course, the new thing is you're supposed to quarantine, for about 3 or 4 days in a hotel at the airport, kind of a deal when you come over. I get that, but come on, really? But then that's probably the equivalent of the Canadians that have cottages up in the Haliburtons and Muskoka and that, and they're all like trucking off to those, and they're bringing their little disease back to the city and everything. Um, but I don't. But Cheryl, I don't consider that essential. I feel sorry for you. Yeah, you've spent this money. You have a summer home. First of all, if you can afford a summer home, I mean, there's other things wrong with that. Well, not maybe wrong, but you know what I mean. Um, Suck it up, buttercups. I mean, we're trying to be safe here. We don't need Americans trucking across our border, and because Americans will not obey Canadian rules. We're having a hard enough time trying to get Canadians in Alberta to follow the rules, let alone, and the people that live in Toronto. Well, they're a different breed altogether. But, no, it's for the safety.
Yeah, well, it's until until they get comfortable enough that we have enough vaccines here. We're not going to let people in. You may be fully vaccinated in the U.S., but
we're not
there's
here.
no guarantee that people don't carry the disease. In fact, there's people that get the disease that have been fully vaccinated. So.
Yeah, Andy says you should keep Americans out of camp for as long as possible. Your country, your rules. Yeah, that's what pisses me off about this. If the roles were reversed, if Canadians were demanding and putting up ads on TV to say to Americans, we want you to open up the border and all that kind of stuff, you know exactly what the Americans would be saying to us. So, no, it is our country. Yeah, it's our country. We don't bow down to Americans. Sorry. No, no, no. We're a different country. So, no. And I say, too bad. Suck it up, buttercups.
Yeah.
When they are. I mean, I could see also why they want to come here. Yeah, prices are cheaper. Of course, you won't get the selection. But, I mean, yeah.
You have to pay the taxes.
And you have to pay the taxes, yeah. Bonnie says, we have our own vaccines, not necessary to go to the USA. Yeah, that's right. Cheryl says, don't feel sorry for me. I only go to Canada to camp in the summer. Happy to stay out of Canada until it's safe. Yep. Yeah, I mean, really. It's just, I don't know what people are thinking, but also of what people aren't thinking. Okay, so our top doctor in Ontario, who, is supposed to be advising the government and everything about the situation and has been, well, he's no longer our top doctor. For some reason, he has been replaced. We don't really know why, but I don't think it's a bad thing because he's been pushing. Get this, he's a doctor. He knows about infectious diseases, all this kind of stuff. He's been pushing for the schools to be back open again for the kids to go in. And here's the
and for this semester or whatever, the schools are only open in Canada till the end of June,
yeah,
right? So that means for only another month, and the
yeah,
kids are used to being at home right now. So why not wait till September when everybody's vaccinated?
yeah, and it gives it a few more months to
Yeah.
to get everybody caught up. And so why is he saying? And then here's the war cry that's going out, and this is going out by some parents too. Well, it's their mental health is suffering. Give me a break. Mental health? I was saying to Walter today, okay, mental health. Let's think about that. School's a great place to keep kids from suffering from mental illnesses. Not, especially at the high school level. Everybody knows kids are cruel. I know that very well as being a high school teacher. Kids who are a little bit different, who don't fit into the mainstream or are not in the right crowd, they suffer from a mental health problem all the time. They're bullied, they're made fun of. Children are cruel. This is a known fact. We all know that. Kids are cruel. So those kids, if you ask a lot of people about their high school experiences, they were not the great fun time that the movies might want to make people think. Not for the majority. The only people that enjoyed high school were the ones that were either in the mean girl group or the cheerleaders or the football jocks and those kind.
And even some of them, if you talk to them later on, after you've been out of high school for many years, the ones that you thought were having a good time in high
Yeah.
school, even they say they didn't were having a great time in
No.
high school.
So, yeah, you want to put kids back into an environment that's already dangerous to their mental health. Of course, what these parents that are complaining about are the ones who have had it. Their mental health's going down the tubes because they've had the kids at home for a year and everything. Well, you know what I say to that because I've said that many times. You made them. You put up with them. Don't be, you shouldn't have had that second bottle of wine, really. No, on that kind of stuff. But I can't believe that a doctor is trying to pretend that it is better for kids to be back in school. Kids, I saw them yesterday. We went out to pick up some groceries on the way home. There's 6 kids, 6 boys, all walking together. None of them are wearing a mask. You knew damn well right they didn't all live in the same house. They didn't have the same mother. Definitely didn't have the same father either. They were all different, and there they are. And that's what kids do. I mean, they congregate because they're kids. So you put them in school, and yeah, sure, teachers in there, they've got, them got an empty desk between them. They're all wearing their masks. The teacher's up there doing this with their hands. This is how you put on this lovely bacterial stuff. What do you call that?
Antibacterial.
Yeah, no. What's it called?
Sanitizer.
Yeah, sanitizer. Yeah, make brain fart, and all this kind of stuff. And as soon as they get out of that classroom, they're hanging out at each other's locker. They're out in the playground or whatever. We've seen that too. We've gone by the elementary schools because we have a lot of elementary schools in our area. And you drive by, they're out on recess, and they're all in huge groups of 10 or 20. Cohort my ass. Really. So yeah, let's send them all back into school. And the teachers haven't been all fully vaccinated yet either. So there you are. You're putting teachers into danger, or the teachers could be transmitting it because you don't know what their situation is. It's ludicrous. And then a doctor saying, yeah, we should get them back into school as soon as possible for the sake of their mental health. Right.
Yeah, Cheryl's saying they have a lot of nurses, Canadian nurses, that work in the American hospitals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of aware of that.
Yeah. Yeah, we've heard of that too. We know that. Um, and shows I'm a retired middle school secretary. They can be so mean at that age too. Yeah, kids are nasty. So, sending them back for their mental health, I don't think that's doing them any favor right
My
now.
nephew has two younger daughters, and they
Elementary school age.
elementary school, and he decided not to send them back this year, and they've been doing online learning, and both of them are doing very well, and they're very happy. So, I
Yeah.
mean, maybe they're not socializing, but kids are resilient. They'll socialize when it's time to socialize.
Look,
So,
maybe what socializing means to people our age and what it means to this generation that's there now is two different things. Their idea of socializing is they socialize all the time. They're on their little thing. They're on their cell phone. They're on their iPad. They're on the computer. They're socializing like that. They are even socializing when they're playing video games because a lot of these video games have live connections and you can talk to the other people that you're playing these games on. So give it up. These kids know how to use Zoom and other things on there better than we do. So, yeah, they're survivors.
I have a couple of younger adults that I used to work with in my company would go down for a break or go down have a break in the afternoon, and they both sit across from each other and they'd be constantly talking to other people on their phones.
Well, remember
And
we
somebody said to them, "Well, you could have done that up at your desk."
well, remember we have a couple of friends that live on the other side of Toronto. And every time you were over at their place, they were constantly on their iPhone. Like always on it, talking to other people, looking this up or whatever, the whole bit. Okay, you've got company, put your cell phone away. But even we've had people here at the house pre-COVID days, and they've all got their cell phones out,
Yeah,
trying to tap into our system, dude, to
yeah.
hijack our TV, but or whatever. So I don't know. So yeah, this mental health thing with the kids is a load of crap. These are just a bunch of parents that don't know what to do with their kids. But the other problem is these kids today, anyways, don't seem to know how to amuse themselves beyond. You take away their cell phone, yeah, then there will be a mental health problem on them.
Yeah, if everybody's cell phone crashed, sometime you'd have all these people wandering around aimlessly because they wouldn't know what to do.
Well, summertime came, and after the first week of summer holidays, usually as kids, we're going, I'm bored. I don't know what to do. My mother would say, well, get outside in the fresh air and go play. Yeah, I'm bored. Find something to do. And that was the end of the discussion. And you did. You found something to do. You amused yourself. Okay, it might have involved, setting ants on fire with a magnifying
What
glass.
did we do before cell phones?
Yeah, we did a lot of things before cell phones and the whole bit. But but now, if a kid says they're bored, the parents are there with all kinds of things to keep them entertained with it all. So I don't get it. You know, let the kids go do something on their own. I used to go down in the basement of my parents' house and experiment on, you know,
Make
things.
candles.
I made candles that occasionally blew up. They were called, I had my own little business. Occasional candles. I went from door to door and sold my candles. My father said the only reason you called them occasional was because they occasionally blew up. Okay, one candle blew up in my early experience, and that was because I didn't know what I was doing, and the neighbor really liked the candle, and so she wanted it, and then it blew up. But, I don't think anybody was killed by it that I know of. But what Yvonne says, because they all have cottages here. Yeah, okay, well, yeah, I get that. But I put that right up there with the golfers who were all whining a week ago.
Well, it's like the Canadians that have trailers down in Florida.
Yeah. Well, when are we going to Florida?
Or condos in Florida. So
I don't know. I mean, these are extraordinary times. So,
yeah, times that
adapt.
and like it feels like it's been an eternity, but it's been
15
a little
months.
over a year. So
Yeah, well, it has been an eternity. But, I don't get it. The little whiners. But anyways, there's other ways to keep yourself amused. Get a hobby. Like, really. I don't know. People with cottages anyways, I've never seen the appeal. to having a second home because, okay, so all week long you're down working on your own house. You have to cut your grass, you have to keep your house maintained, you got to keep it clean. Then you rip up on a Friday night right after work to go 2-3 hours away to a cottage to do exactly the same thing you can do at home. I mean, the scenery might be nicer if you're on a lake, but and you've got taxes to pay on two properties and the whole bit. I'd rather take that
Well, I
money.
suppose if it may be different if you lived in a condo all week and then.
Well, I
you
suppose
went up
maybe
there, yeah.
that's different because, but you know,
Yeah, but a lot of people around here are. I know when I grew up, there were a lot of people that had cottages, and that's what they did. They maintained their house during the week, and then they'd run up to the cottage on weekend. They'd be cutting the lawn and doing all kinds of stuff up there.
yeah, really.
So
Plus, you got to go and you got to take groceries up, you got to stock that up, and then if you have a problem, if something, like some people, one winter I remember we had an early freeze and they hadn't shut off the water or the supplies in these cottages, and they were all panicking because, their pipes could bust or whatever and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'd rather spend the money on a trip, a really nice trip.
So that's because where everybody has their own priorities. So
Yeah. I mean, we could be whining about this too and going, well, yeah, I'd love to be able to travel right now, but it's not safe.
yeah,
So it's still not safe. And that's the
yeah,
problem.
I'd like to travel too.
Yeah.
So
But we're not traveling anywhere. Except from upstairs to downstairs. And that's about it. But anyways, so yeah, that's what they're doing. So, what are we watching on TV? Okay, couple of good movies. You didn't see this one, but I did.
When their money was 60% more than ours, they bought a lot of property.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
now they can get probably a lot of money back for it because the dollar has changed a bit now, and
If they want to sell.
they want to sell that. If they were to sell right now, they'd probably get a fair bit of money.
Yeah, probably. But
Because the properties have gone up a lot in Canada. So
But anyways, well, on a different topic, at the movies. Okay, really good movie. It's dubbed. It is a Spanish. No, it was in a. Yeah, I think it was a Spanish movie.
that wasn't a Mexican.
Or was it Mexican? Oh, it might have been Mexican. It was Mexican. Yes, it was Mexican. Dance of the 41. It is it's an LGBTQ themed movie, but actually I really liked it. I thought it was quite good. So that's one you might want to check out. It was Netflix. And then we just watched the one about what's her name, just passed away on the Supreme Court, Ginsburg, yeah. On the Basis of Sex.
Yeah.
It's called. That was actually pretty good about her. So those were two that were good. Of course, we've been watching The Great British Sewing Bee. We're now on season 6 with that. I don't know what we're going to do when we run out of seasons.
Well, they have some of them were like. Did you download the Christmas specials and stuff too?
Oh no, I didn't know they had Christmas
Yeah,
special.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't have that on that link
Yeah,
yet.
they did. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
There's a whole list of them.
Oh, okay, even more. But yeah, that's what we've been watching on that, and we haven't done much cooking. Well, not anything new and exciting. We're having beef bourguignon tonight, which is frozen.
leftover.
Leftover beef bourguignon. Need to find some interesting recipes on something else. I don't know. Now, coming up. Okay, so next week is June. And so the first Wednesday in June is Craft and Chat. And everybody knows what Craft and Chat is, I'm pretty sure. There's a Zoom link for it. It is a Zoom thing. It's on Wednesday, starting at 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we just do as it says. We work on whatever projects we're working on, whether it's art projects, craft projects, mixed media, quilting, sewing, carving your initials into the side of a kid's head, whatever gets you going. And we just have a good time. We're not a huge group, but all are welcome. And you don't need to pre-register for it. You can drop in, stay as long as you want, whatever, check it out. So the link for that is in the show notes for this today. and it'll be in the show notes for tomorrow's vlog and on Tuesday for the Idiot Quilter as well. And we have listed in the show notes as well, we have the latest Idiot Quilter, my vlog, last vlog, and we did our So Chatty on Friday this week. We had a lot of people views the So Chatty. Well, in the big scheme of things, it's still not a lot. But for us, it seems like a lot. Like last count was over 250 people in like since Friday. So that's pretty good. We talked about rulers, not royalty, not queens, not government. We talked about, rulers we like and templates and things like that, and some do's and don'ts about using rulers and helpful tips. We are starting to run out of topics for So Chatty though.
We have favorite things.
Oh, we got next week is favorite things. Yes, notions and that. But if anybody's got any suggestions, actually, if anybody's got any suggestions for any topics about anything for any of our channels on here, let us know because, yeah, I'm starting to rack my brain. But anyway, so those links are all up there as well. So I think that's about it for today.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you can think of?
Nope.
No. So, okay, I guess we're going to go. So, for those who have a holiday tomorrow in the States, enjoy. And thanks everybody for coming out and listening to us babble, as we usually do. And hope to see you on Craft and Chat, those of you that are interested and can make it on Wednesday. And have a good week.
Yep.
And get a shot or two if you haven't got them all. So, see you all later. Bye-bye for now.